Okay, so here I am a month or two later, however many months later from the videos that I made. I want to finish up the statement that I was trying to make. I know I never posted the videos. I sat on this and sat on this and sat on this. And I wasn't even going to finish saying what I was trying to say, let alone post anything, because the bottom line for me is that I need peace. But the more and more that I think about it, it dawns on me that everyone else in the situation, including random people who have never even met me, got to have, quote unquote, a voice with regards to myself online, but I really haven't been able to have a voice. So anyways, we're already over a minute in, so I'm going to get to the point. So where I left off in the last video, I basically was explaining that after years of seeing proof that Wade had allegedly cheated on his girlfriend at the time, Lauren, among other things, I had finally got to the point where I couldn't take it anymore. Essentially, I had continued to support Secrets even after knowing that Wade was a cheater, because I supported the other guys in the band. And in hindsight, to this day, I still feel like a piece of crap for still supporting them, knowing what I knew and feeling very complicit. But anyways, to get back to the point, I had messaged him confronting him with what I knew privately, because I couldn't hold it in anymore. I couldn't bottle it up anymore. And conveniently, after I confronted him privately, that's when the Facebook post that he made and the Instagram post that he made on the Secrets band page, that's when both of those popped up, and he controls their social media. And that's how I know that it's coming from him. Now, the band members might either co-sign on it, or they might just let him do it because he is how he is and they just don't want any drama. I don't know. But even without him including my name, so I guess he wouldn't think that he looked bad or that it couldn't be considered defamation because my name isn't in it or anything, he had referred to the fan group, which so many people know that I had started that fan group, and that's how a lot of people knew that the post was about me. And so since I wasn't really able to speak up for myself in those posts, because on the Facebook post, whenever I attempted a comment, once I found out about the post, Wade had deleted my comments and blocked me from commenting. I'm just going to go off of memory because all the screenshots are on my phone, not in my laptop. I'm just going to go off of my memory and address some of the comments that I know were posted about me in the status. And of course I'll address the status, and then I'll be done and try to move on with my life, and hopefully I'll be able to do so. I know that there have been comments on the status that Secrets posted, as well as comments on other statuses by a photographer. I think he's based out of California. His name is Jamie Kaufman, and essentially it's comments from him trying to, I guess it's his way of some sort of expose about me, but I've literally never been to California. I have never met this dude. I have no idea who he is. And so anything, whatever it was that he posted about me, whether it be dramatic posts of mine or whatever, those are meant to be taken with a grain of salt, because this person really does not know me. Doesn't know me. So how can you attest to somebody and their character if you don't even know them, have never met them, don't know anything about their life? You're just going off of what you see on posts and you're running with it. You don't care enough to ask somebody their perspective. You just run with things. Another person who had commented was Marquana Michael Burgess. Again, another person I have literally never met, and she alleged that I claimed in a group chat that if she didn't want to take part in a benefit that I had been trying to plan, that the funds would go toward the Raleigh, North Carolina chapter of the NAACP, that if the band she was in did not want to take part in the benefit, that it was because they did not support the NAACP, which is not at all what I put in the group chat. Basically, what I put in the group chat was just reminding people, regardless of how you might feel about me or what you've heard about me, yada yada yada, that the bottom line is the benefit was not about me. I'm just, in a way, a facilitator, that the benefit was to benefit the Raleigh, North Carolina chapter of the NAACP. So whatever issue you have with me, if you have an issue with me, because it seemed like she had an issue with me, it's fine and dandy, but don't forget, the show's not about me. So that's another comment that I took issue with. Of course, there were plenty of comments, mainly from people who, again, have never met me, and from other people who've maybe been in the same building as me once, but again, have never even really met me, alleging that I'm a predator, I'm a pedophile, I had sex with a 16-year-old, yada, 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 yada. And obviously, that can affect somebody, especially if the claims that they're alleging aren't true. And here's the thing. We all want to think that we're these great people and we want to protect the public from predators and yada, 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 and they can sit here all day and act like that's why they were posting the comments, is to protect people from me being a pedophile and all of this. But at the end of the day, 99.9% of these people that are trying to allege that I'm a pedophile and I'm this, that, and the third weren't saying a damn thing about me publicly until I started speaking up about people that they're friends with. And Blaine Cardwell, I know you can sit here and act like they're, you don't even know Dylan, but I know you're best friends with his freaking girlfriend, Courtney Breen, and you look like a real idiot trying to make me look bad when you probably haven't had enough sense to say to Courtney, oh, maybe you shouldn't be in a relationship with somebody that sends other people unsolicited nudes. Maybe that's something that a real friend would do. But anyways, I'm sure Blaine Cardwell was the main commenter on there, and he doesn't know me. He can't attest to whether or not I supposedly had sex with a 16-year-old, and I know who these people are referring to, and it was someone named Joseph that I knew for about 5 months that I was literally afraid of. He had a known anger management issue that he would brag to me about. He thought it was cool to post school shooter memes. He threw a phone in my direction that almost hit me. He tried to take pictures of me. Yes, I was clothed, but he tried to take pictures of my butt without my consent. He tried to force himself on me sexually. I can go on. And I literally, I finally got the nerve to cut this person out of my life because I kept having to refuse to have sex with this person because I kept wanting to have sex and I did not. Because number one, you're a 16-year-old. Number two, I did not want to have sex with anyone at that point in my life. I had been raped, and sex is just one of those things for me where it's like, it's not even worth talking about in this video, but the bottom line is I did not want to have sex with this person, and I had pretty much plotted in my mind that the way I was going to be able to get him to leave me alone was I had asked him if he would leave me, because in his mind we were in a relationship, which we were not. But I had asked him if he would leave me if I had voluntarily checked myself in, because I was struggling mentally at that time. And he had said to me, well, if you check yourself in to get away from your mom, then yes. But if you check yourself in to get help, then no. And so basically I'd said that it was just because I wanted to get away from my mom, because I'm like, okay, I can finally cut this person off. And if you really think that I'm the only person who was the problem in that situation, then you're dead wrong, because this person still wanted to hang out with me after that, and still attempted to kiss me, and still attempted to hold my hand. And yes, I already know the bottom line is I was the adult. Yes, I was the adult in that situation. I'm the one who should know the difference in between right and wrong. And I did, and I do. I just want to give people a full picture. Now, why he's telling people that happened when it didn't is beyond me. But I know he also wanted to be able to brag to his friends that we were in a relationship when we weren't. So I'm sure it has something to do with that. Either that, or he just wants me to be destroyed because for whatever reason it makes him feel good. I made the mistake of being friends with this person because I didn't have any friends. And yes, I know I never should have been friends or anything with a 16-year-old. And I'm sure you're probably asking, okay, well, how did you get in contact with a 16-year-old anyways? We're going to think of you as a groomer. We're going to think of you as a predator. We're going to think of you as a pedophile, because why were you even talking to a 16-year-old in the first place? Literally, the only way I even knew him is because someone that I used to communicate with added Joseph into a group chat when Joseph was 15. Joseph was trying to intimidate me. Then he was trying to flirt with me. I immediately blocked the person who started the group chat in the first place, left the group chat, literally was right about to block Joseph when he apologized profusely, acted like he just wanted to be there for me, just wanted to be friends. I know now I should have never even hung out the very first time with this person, and I, since day one, have accepted accountability for that, and I always will. I've posted on my own, on my Facebook, several times, because his friends, for years and years and years, any social media they can find me on, they're trying to fucking harass me. But I've post things about me on other people's statuses. I mean, I have nothing to hide. And I know that Kayla had posted screenshots that I had sent to her, and in her mind, she'll always think it was because he was upset that I was upset because he dumped me. No, I'm the one who got him to leave me alone in the first place. And number two, I was actually literally only ever messaged her out of concern because I didn't know if he would treat her how he treated me. And she was a child, and I was trying to look out for her. But like typical females, it's always, oh, she's jealous. Or typical immature females, I should say, because she was a child at that time, I guess. So I know that, as far as I know, that's a lot of what was posted in the comments, and people trying to make me out to be a stalker. And again, these are people who don't know me, so how can you even attest to whether or not I'm a stalker when you don't even know me? And here's the big issue with Wade's post. If I'm somebody who supposedly made you guys uncomfortable for years, then why, if I supposedly made you uncomfortable for freaking years, then why did you interact with me online between shows? Why did you talk to me at shows? You certainly had no problem with me and certainly didn't seem creeped out by me when you were taking my money. And I really don't think Richard would have been too uncomfortable about me to the point where he had posted about me on his story one time. So again, it's all bullshit. But I wasn't allowed to speak up for myself and put the truth out there. And any of the very few people who even were trying to put the truth out there about me on that status, Wade was deleting their comments. There's only one person who defended me that his comments are still left. And I guess that's just because Wade didn't catch them because they're replies and not comments. But I mean, it's all bullshit. But I've learned, and I wish I would have honestly stopped supporting them after Xander left, but we live and we learn, I guess. It's a lot of wasted time and money and effort and caring about people who honestly don't give a shit. They want their money, and that's really it. And whenever the post came out, all of the people trying to join the fan group who really didn't care about me and probably didn't even care about secrets that much either. They just wanted to be a backseat or a side, or an audience to the drama. And people commenting about me turning comments off in the fan group. Well, yeah, no shit. That's because people on Facebook, Instagram, and all over were messaging me, harassing me, and I had to block lots of their fans. But again, to me, back to what I was getting at with the comments, to me it's more telling the character or the lack thereof when there were multiple people in the comment section of that Facebook post threatening violence against me. Did Wade delete any of those comments? No. Those comments are still there to this day. So no matter what they think about me, they're really not good people when there were fans actively threatening me in the comments. Not only did he not delete the comments, he didn't say anything like, oh, maybe you shouldn't threaten people. But I feel like I have talked about this for way more than long enough. I feel like if someone actually cares enough to reach out to me, that they'll do so. Otherwise, people, like their fans that actually think they care about them, they're just gonna believe what they want to believe. So, kind of hard to reach that. For me, it's mainly just my way of letting out what I bottled up. And whether Lauren gives a shit about me or not, or whether she ever spoke up for me or not, 'cause she was kind of the one who planted the seed, the bottom line is I stood up for her, and I know the difference in between right and wrong, and my conscience is, I guess, more clear than it's ever been.